Hello, I am Alan Cousteau. It's the 20th episode of the 6th season of Two and a Half Men. This is directed by James Widdoes, and as always, there will be spoilers from now as I go through the episode and share some thoughts. And I think it's a really fun episode with some really, really great moments. It starts off in the kitchen. Evelyn is there, and Charlie comes downstairs, and then Chelsea arrives, and Evelyn learns that not only is Chelsea dating Charlie, but they're engaged. And Chelsea's confused as to why Charlie hadn't told his mother. He had told her that she was out of the States in Italy. And then when Evelyn leaves, Chelsea says to Charlie, "Charlie, you broke your mother's heart." And Charlie, Alan and Jake all start laughing. But I'll be honest, it did seem like Evelyn was a little upset. I don't think she'll lose sleep over it. But I genuinely got the impression in that moment that she was a little bit hurt that Charlie hadn't told her. The next thing we find out, Chelsea is having lunch with Evelyn. Do I think it was right for Chelsea to make plans with Evelyn behind Charlie's back? I don't think it was the best move, but I don't think it's the worst thing in the world either. And Chelsea said that Charlie was being dramatic, to which Charlie responded, "I'm not being dramatic enough. I should be wearing tights and holding a skull," which I rather enjoyed. And Charlie goes to visit Evelyn and have a conversation with her. Really nice scene, really funny. We get the impression initially that Evelyn just wants a nice relationship with her family. And then she gets excited because somebody had a coronary, I believe, and there's a property potentially up for sale. So we get two sides of Evelyn there. Definitely helps to show that she's still very much Evelyn. But I also do believe that there is this side of her that wants that love from her family and wants to feel important in her family's life. But they're definitely showing us that even if that's the case, she's still Evelyn. So she leaves to go and see this property, and Charlie draws a very specific mustache on a life-size cardboard cutout of her. We then cut to Charlie and Chelsea after Chelsea had been to the restaurant with Evelyn as planned. And she doesn't see an issue with it, and Charlie thinks that Evelyn has started to get to her. So Charlie goes to ask Alan for help, for him to kind of tell Chelsea what their mother is really like. But Evelyn has already made sure that Alan isn't going to do this. She bought him a Rolex. And she bought Jake a Meat Lover's pizza. So nobody's going to say anything to Chelsea. And we have this delightful song Charlie is singing at the piano. He's singing about the word mother, and it's a lot of fun. I really love it. And Evelyn and Chelsea come in from shopping together, and I'm enjoying this a lot. And I think Chelsea and Evelyn could get on really well. I think they do work really well together, certainly in this episode. And I love the song. I think it's been a while since Charlie was at the piano. I could be wrong. I could be misremembering it. But it does feel like it's been a while, and I loved how the song ended, saying that mother only described half of what he was feeling. So I definitely had a lot of fun with that. And we then get, well, my favourite moment in the entire episode, because it was so beautifully executed. Alan is sitting at the kitchen table with a jug of water and his hand plunged into it, wearing the Rolex. It's waterproof. And that in itself is quite funny. But when Chelsea comes up behind him, Alan jumps, he gets a fright. And just the water flicks out of the jug in this perfect arc, and it goes everywhere, and it was very, very funny, very well executed, and I loved it. And it turns out Chelsea and Charlie were supposed to be going to Evelyn's, but Charlie's nowhere to be found. And then he arrives at the house with Chelsea's mother, and this is Martha, played by Meagen Fay, and he's invited her to dinner at Evelyn's. Not that it was his invitation to give, but nevertheless. And the last thing we see is Charlie and Chelsea back home, back in the bedroom, and Chelsea did not enjoy spending time with her mother as much as Charlie did not enjoy spending time with his mother. And they agreed to not interfere with each other's mothers and just leave them alone. And it was a nice enough way to end things. I really enjoyed this episode. Personal highlights would have to be Charlie at the piano. I really enjoyed the song. And Alan and his jug of water. And just Chelsea and Evelyn in general. I really liked their interactions. I think we have a nice look at Evelyn's character here. As I said, maybe this is just my opinion, but I do think that we do have this softer side of Evelyn that we only see every now and then. And I do think we get a little different side to her here. So I rather liked it. Also, we have some great messages. Don't interfere with your partner's parents, at least without discussing it with them first. So a great episode. Absolutely no complaints from me. at all. Needless to say, I thought Hello, I Am Alan Cousteau is a pretty great episode of Two and a Half Men.